Hi, everyone. We are the Celtic Tenors. I'm Matthew.
And I'm George.
And I am Daryl, and we are delighted to be here on the Jim Masters Show. Hey, everybody.
How cool was that? The Celtic Tenors introducing us here on the Jim Masters Show. Hey, Matthew. Hey, Daryl. Hey, George. Welcome to the show. It's great to have you guys here.
It's great to be here, Jim.
Good to be here.
Hello.
Matthew and I met each other, it's well over 20 years ago when I interviewed him and the other guys that were part of the Celtic Tenors at the time, which is amazing. Daryl has been a great guest on our show about a year or so ago, and George Hutton has been with us several times as well. So you recognize their faces individually, and here they are together as the Celtic Tenors, and George joining the group as well with his great voice and wit and wisdom. Now, where is everybody located? Of course, we're here in the New York area in the United States. Matthew, where are you right now?
Well, I'm in my home. I'm in the based in the corner of a field of our farm, near a place called Kells, which is not too far from Dublin, famous for the Book of Kells. And I'm looking at rain and cows right now, and it's that's where I am.
That sounds great. Sounds very majestic. Sounds like a new song, possibly. Rain and Cows. And Daryl, where are you positioned right now, my friend?
Well, I am at home here in Omagh, County Tyrone. As I look out the window, we also have rain. The golf course is just across the road, and it's flooded. We've had so much rain. So it's been one of those weeks where it just won't stop.
Wow, that's cool. That's it. Lots of rain, lots of rain. We've had lots of snow here. We had about 18 inches of snow. America was hit with this huge storm that was 2,000 miles wide, and it was incredible that time of the year. And George, you're not in an area where there's rain and cows and fields or the cliffs of Moher or any of that. You're a little bit south of all of us about now. Where are you?
Luckily, I am currently in Brazil, in the northeast of Brazil, in the state of Pernambuco, a little place called Recife. It is 35 degrees.
35 degrees in Brazil?
Celsius. So that's about 100.
Celsius.
That's about 98.
That makes, you know,
I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but it's high.
Right. You know, it reminds me because when I was on a TV shoot in Edmonton, Canada, and I had the rental car, and I'm driving the rental car on the highway, and I'm seeing that the rental car is saying, wow, 110. So I was posting, hey, I'm driving this car and I'm going 110. Oh, wait, that's kilometers, not miles. That's like 65.
96.8 degrees Fahrenheit.
96. Wow. And for folks who are fans of you guys, which many around the world are, George, there's a special reason why you're in Brazil. And it isn't just that you're singing on the streets, though you are singing for other reasons. Tell us about some exciting things that have happened in your life, and congratulations too.
Oh, thank you. Yes, so I recently got married. In Brazil. Thank you to my wife Viviani, and this is where she's from. So she's from Recife. So it was actually my first time meeting her family as well, and it's just been really beautiful. You know, it's also very strange because January is normally filled with rain and cold, like the lads are experiencing at the minute back home. So to be here in 35 degrees is strange, but very beautiful. But it's just been amazing. It really has. It's been very special.
Well, congratulations. And from all of us here, we have a round of applause for you. Here it is. Congratulations. That's it. So the Celtic Tenors are getting back on the road and have new album, new music, new cool things that are happening. Matthew, tell us about some of the cool things that are happening now in the new year, and congratulations on it all.
Thank you very much. Well, we've just filmed a brand new TV show for PBS, our third PBS special, actually. We recorded it in Ontario, in a place called the Empire Theatre in Belleville. And it was lovely, absolutely lovely. We had John O'Brien, a wonderful Irish whistler and piper. So he played with us. And a wonderful guitarist from Ireland, so the show is fantastic. We had wonderful guests as well. The next generation Leahy family, wonderful musicians from Ontario. They joined us as well for a few bits and bobs here and there. A lovely, lovely show, and it was actually kind of unique in that we had just. George had really just joined the group, so we'd only done maybe 3 or 4 shows before this had happened. So it meant that there was a real magic about it, and I think that's why it really worked. You know, lots of little imperfections, but I think on the whole, there's a beautiful feel from the show, and it got us. But we started working with a chap called he's one of Ireland's great musical directors. His name is David Hayes. He's responsible for the music with Celtic Woman, with Riverdance, with lots of big production things as a producer and as a musical director. So he became our musical supervisor stroke director for this and into the future. So it brought in a whole new swathe of how we look at the songs that we normally do, but more than that, bringing in brand new songs. So maybe having a slightly more contemporary side to it while being, very much ourselves. So it's really exciting time. Like, can't tell you how exciting it feels.
That is so cool. And George, welcome to the Celtic Tenors. How did this happen for you? Because you've had a wonderful solo career and you've been in it, in the game for many, many years. How did it come your way that this opportunity to hop on this already established and beloved group developed for you?
Well, I got a phone call from our dear Matthew, and I was in the mix with three other tenors, and when Matthew had asked me, if I was selected, is this something that I would like to be part of? And so I very quickly said yes. So so
there was a little
conversation.
Will I tell my story?
Go on, do it.
Okay, so we were I was kind of busily trying to find somebody, myself and Daryl, looking, racking our brains for all the people we knew, and we did know George because of work that we had done together with Phil Coulter, who was a huge part of our early life. Yeah. But called George anyway, and between the ins and outs of it, George was the clear guy. There were 3 other guys, and I made an arrangement to meet with George. So I met with George about halfway between where we live in a cafe in Dundalk in County Louth, the smallest of all Irish counties. We met anyway in Dundalk, and I think George thought that it might have been bad news, or I don't know what he thought, but he said, Matthew, before you do anything, let me just play this for you. So put a pause in the story for a second. As it turns out, George was working on a movie in Belfast with none other than Hugh Jackman. So I didn't know this at all. He kind of half mentioned it in the conversation before this, and he said, just here's something for you. And he gave me his phone and he said, press play. And it was, hi, Matthew, it's Hugh Jackman here. Now, my mate George is a great guy, beautiful singer. He'd be absolutely perfect for the Celtic Tenors, I'm quite sure. And he then went on to say, George is a great guy. If you could just give me the names and addresses of the other 3 guys, that's all I need. Their names and their addresses, that's all I need. I'm not putting on the heavy word, but yeah, as in he was going to go and beat up the other guys so that George would, but there was no need. George got it, and he was the clear choice. George is
You
going
would first think it was really Hugh Jackman or somebody doing an impression of Hugh Jackman.
No, it was actually Hugh Jackman. Yeah. It was.
But did you know that, or did you think maybe this is an impression?
No, he said, "Yeah, hi, it's that guy, Hugh Jackman."
Oh,
and when he said that, I kind of went,
"Yeah, this like,
wow.
yeah, how cool, huh?" What was that like, George? Even working on a movie with Hugh Jackman and all? That's cool.
Oh, Jim, it was incredible. It was very, 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 very surreal at the start. You know, I had to go in for my costume fitting with Hugh. So it was just the strangest thing. I was getting, because I was his double, so I was getting fitted for the same.
Oh, you were his double,
basically.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of a pinch me moment. Just and every time I think about it, I still sometimes wonder did it actually happen. But thankfully, you know, the lovely thing about Hugh was he was just more than anything else, just very down to earth, very down to earth. And I think. You know, that was one of the things that he really wanted, was just to feel like, you know, everybody in the crew and everybody around him could just be themselves, you know, and that's what it felt like. I mean, don't get me wrong, the first few days working with him, I was afraid to open my mouth because you're thinking to yourself, oh, what should I say? What shouldn't I say? Da, da, da. But then after a while, you're going in, you're making tea for each other. It's just, so it was just incredible, and he was just a great mentor as well, you know. And you know, I remember the day. I remember he just finished we were shooting in Ballycastle on this beautiful beach, and we were walking together, and I was telling him that, you know, Matthew had contacted me about the Celtic Tenors and da. And he said to me, George, would a video from me help? And hence. Then the video I showed Matthew the video then the following week. So so he's very supportive, you know, very supportive. And he without asking him, he went away and, you know, listened to some of my recordings and things like that. And he would come in the following day and talk to me about them, and was just very, very kind. Like, he didn't have to do that, you know. So. Yeah, he's definitely someone that I will forever regard with great respect and admiration, you know. So yeah, just a wonderful experience, Jim.
That's really incredible. It is. And congratulations on that, you know, and to have that opportunity like that is amazing. How about you, Matthew, separate from the Celtic Tenors? What are some things you've been doing as well?
Well, when COVID happened, of course, the rug was pulled out from under us, and a lot of people kind of went into the vlogging and doing all of these kinds of things, and that was something that I did a little bit of, but I happened to have a degree in engineering, and I managed to get a job pretty much straight off. To kind of, I have 3 kids, 2 of them in university, one in high school, so I needed to keep the pump going. So found that was a really kind of great thing, and that kept a massive crutch for a long time. Then I mean, you just can't not, when you're a performer, you can't not perform. So more and more I started doing live shows when it all began to come back. Did solo shows, and then the whole kind of mountain of getting back with the group like the Celtic Tenors, and it's not the easiest thing in the world, because you had a big backlog of much bigger acts than us who had access to all of the theaters that we were normally kind of occupying. So it was a big challenge and a big process, if you like, to get back in. So I've been working very hard on that. We hired a new manager. His name is Richard Mills, and he is a fantastic source of inspiration and great ideas. And he helped us with the things like the PBS show, and you know, just from a kind of an overall organizational sort of standpoint, and you know, getting a strategy in place to make it so that we would have a life after COVID, because it's no trivial thing. So we tried and tried and tried, and here we are now. So we're still here. We still got our pulse is growing stronger by the week, and with all of the elements that we brought to it, it feels like I've just never stepped off the Celtic Tenors bus even for a second, and I love it.
You've been doing it a long time, Matthew. It's amazing. We're talking like over 20 years, which is
25, over 25 actually.
25 years, which
started in 1999.
That's right. And again, I remember when you guys came over and I interviewed you on PBS, and it was terrific. I remember the phone lines were ringing off the hook. People wanted more. They wanted to see you guys, and it's really terrific. And it's to see the way the Celtic Tenors has grown is extraordinary too. And for anybody who's just joining us, I'm Jim Masters, and Matthew, Daryl, and George are here from the Celtic Tenors. Daryl and Matthew are in Ireland, and George coming to us right now from beautiful Brazil. Truly, the Celtic Tenors are charismatic, globe-trotting, Ireland's most successful classical crossover group, featuring Matthew, Daryl, and the newest member, George Hutton. And the trio shares their love of music, harmony, and laughter on stage. They like to be, playful with each other and with the audience as well. They bring you into the mix. And from their haunting Celtic ballads and breathtaking classical arias to contemporary favorites, truly the Celtic Tenors deliver performances full of heart, soul, and a dash of that Irish mischief, lots of Irish crack, because it's all about the music, the harmonies, and the fun. Daryl, what have you been up to as well, separate from the music, the harmonies, the fun, and all the Irish crack with the lads? Not much, or is Daryl? Are you there? Did he freeze?
I can't hear anything.
Can you hear me?
Do you hear us? Do you hear Matthew? Do you hear George? Do you hear any of us?
I can't hear anything.
You don't hear anything, huh? Do you know sign language? So maybe something on your end. Well, so tell us more about the tour and some of the cool things. We'll have Daryl, work on that. But the tour and some of the music and some of the things that people can look forward to when they see you guys performing. You want to take that, George?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think
Matthew is being the engineer. He's figuring it out. He put the glasses on. He's serious. He's like, let's figure this out. I like to figure things out.
Yeah. Well, Jim, I think people are in for,
I can see everything. Can you hear me speaking?
Oh,
Daryl, we hear you now. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
We hear you.
Yeah. I can't hear anything. So
I've just texted them the question.
If you're asking me how am I finding things, was that the question? Okay.
Yes.
I'll just speak and you put your hand up when you want me to stop. Sorry about that. But things have been going well. Obviously, we're very excited to have George with us. We were very sorry that James left us. James, of course, was a founding member of the Celtic Tenors. And really, that's, I guess, was a decision that he took, and that we supported him with that decision, and we're very happy now that George has joined us. That that we're able to extend the life of the group. Really, since COVID, I've been busy too. Obviously, the Celtic Tenors is going through changes, and me personally, I guess like a lot of people, you refocus and rethink. I've 3 kids here at home, so they're getting a lot of attention. And as part of my kind of extended stay at home, I decided to go back to college to study an MBA, a Master of Business Administration. So I'm studying it remotely, as everybody does nowadays. It's been a lot of fun, really challenging for me, and I have enjoyed that greatly. Of course, we're in the business of music, so it is relatable to what we do in our careers also. So hopefully that's of some help. I'm down to my last 2 half modules, so I just need to push it over the line now to complete it, and I'll be done. I think I had recorded a solo album called Reflections, which was released and it's done pretty well. You know, as far as people listening to it seem to really enjoy it. Very relaxed, very. They were kind of songs that I grew up listening to, and decided just to put my own spin on it. And that kind of came out of the fact that on a Sunday evening, in COVID, I had started doing live stream shows on Facebook, and then that moved over to Patreon uh, as a subscription service, and I've been doing that ever since. So I think I've 250 shows done Sunday nights, which is great because it allows me to sit at the piano and the guitar and sing some songs and really, uh, I might do a Burns night like I did last week, songs from Robbie Burns because it was Burns supper night, of course, across Scotland, across the world too. And depending on what the flavour of the week is, I might have some songs from the Beatles or the latest pop songs. It could be anything. So it gives me a chance to experiment and try new stuff out, which is a lot of fun for me. The project coming in, obviously, with the PBS show was also really, really great for me in that, as Matthew mentioned, we're working with different musicians. So the focus for me was kind of changing how we used to think about things and reframing it, because obviously George is coming in with different credentials and different things to the group, and it was enjoyable to look at songs that maybe we wouldn't have looked at in the past, the likes of Viva La Vida by Coldplay. That was a lot of fun, and we managed to turn the old Guns N' Roses songs from our childhood, from Matthew and my childhood, Sweet Child of Mine. We turned it on its head a little bit and made it into, I guess, like an Irish folk song. So slowed it down very much through part harmony, and that was very enjoyable. So there's been lots going on, Jim. It's been, as I say, it's an exciting time. We're excited to come back to the US now in April, I say February, March, and of course back to Canada again, which we just did a coast to coast tour of Canada before Christmas. So it's been busy.
It's been busy, which is fantastic. You guys have been really knocking it out of the park, and it's really exciting too when you get a chance to see the guys on stage. The big 2026 tour again, which is very exciting, and there are locations and cities and towns, and you guys are going to a lot of places, huh?
Yeah, it's
We
going to be
are
fun.
very, very busy. Yeah, and I mean it's interesting. You put up kind of the dates there, but we're kind of all over the place. Like you look at Medicine Hat up in Alberta, and then we're down beside you at the Cape in Connecticut, and on Long Island at Southampton. Gone back to the Basilica, the beautiful church there, which is always exciting. So we're kind of all over the place, and we're looking forward to that. We actually haven't been in the States now for a year, so it'd be nice to get back. Well, I lie, because we just went through the States 2 weeks ago. We joined Phil Coulter on his special Tranquility cruise, so that was a lot of fun too. And hence we got a little bit of color too, which
I was going to
beats
say,
the rain that we're
Yeah.
getting here.
It's lovely for us, this upcoming tour. It's going to be an opportunity. We've got all our music kind of set, and we all know it. And from earliest days with the Celtic Tenors, one of the challenges and the bits of pure joy that we get out of it is learning the inside of these songs. You can learn a song. I reckon you learn a song, and you sing it, and it's fine, and it's great. And oftentimes that's when songs are recorded, just at the moment when you discover it. But if you're singing a song like Caledonia or Phil Coulter's Remember Me, it's a journey. Every time you revisit it, if a good quality song will feel like you're singing it for the first time every time you sing it. It's full of challenges. It's full of maybe a lyric that is a little bit not exactly clarifying exactly what it's talking about. It can mean lots of different things to different people at different times. So it gives us a chance to make these songs our own, and also it gives us a chance to drill into our sound. What's our new sound going to be? Already it's proven to be exciting, hearing the quality in George's voice. It's not a replacement for James. It's something different and new, and it's really, really exciting.
What was it about George too that got you to reach out? Was a certain quality to his voice, along with the personality, that just blended in beautifully? Because there's so many people out there that you could have selected, or you've done all these, could have done like American Idol type auditions or something.
Yeah.
But what did you hear in George's voice and his way that just sort of blended beautifully with the Celtic Tenors feeling and vibe?
Well, there's one thing that we from very, very early on we discovered, and I think it might have been to do with the fact that we had a chance to work with the Dubliners for a whole album and for a bit of a tour and for several things after that, and they really kind of gave us so we're tenors, and when you're a tenor, you go off and you get your voice trained and you become an operatic singer. And I'll never forget, there was a time with my granny years and years ago. I went down to Galway to visit Granny, and Granny always said, she used to sing, and she said, you should get your voice trained. So I got my voice trained, and I think the dismay in her face when I started singing the songs that she had taught me in an operatic voice, that there's a disconnect here. So there is a really important distinction that we must make when we perform, that you need to use the right colors in your voice for a particular song. And I think what George brings to the party is the ability to do that. He's got a big, wonderfully big, massive stentorian B flat at the top of his voice, if needs be. He's also got beautiful, lovely, like silk, these strands of lovely line. He's got a gorgeous accent. He gets into the words. He is an actor, so the spoken word. And I think that's another aspect that when you really are a good singer, it's not about the tune. It's about the tune is kind of the nice clothes that you wear. It's when you get into the song, you actually understand the lyric and you understand how that's going to move people. And I think that's what George does very naturally without even thinking.
Which is really fantastic and great to hear, George, right?
Yeah, thank you.
With that great experience you have, you made the cut.
That's lovely. But that's such a beautiful thing. It's interesting because, I think as a singer, I never really ask anyone what they think of my voice or what. So to hear Matthew express it in a way like that is actually really lovely to hear. So thanks, Matthew. And can I just say, the two, Matthew and Daryl, you're both two incredible singers. And the thing that I really love most about singing with the guys is that it just all feels very natural. Mm-hmm. It doesn't feel, because I've sang in different groups before, and sometimes, with some people, you find that the ego can take over sometimes. Sometimes it just takes one individual, and it can become very, very difficult. But with Daryl,
okay, that's enough now, George. That's enough. Thank you.
So you can hear us now, Daryl. But no, truthfully, because the two, I've said this before on stage when we've performed together, but I remember when I was a kid or a teenager, certainly, watching the Celtic Tenors and, hoping or dreaming someday that I could sing with a group like that. So to be in this position now, it's very, very special for me, and to have, completed the winter tour there over Christmas was really special, but it was really important as well, because it's that was my first opportunity to really settle with the lads, settle into the group. And I think, at the start, probably took me a little while to kind of find my, not musically, but more just personally, bringing my own personality across. And I sort of feel like I'm really there now with the lads. I feel like it just feels like a lovely cohesive. There's a lovely cohesiveness and just an understanding. Like it's that is. I can't describe it. The only way I can describe it is that it's very natural. It flows very well.
Kind of like brothers, right?
Yeah.
Brothers.
Yeah. Like we read each other without reading each other.
Another thing that, sorry to talk across you, George, but there's another thing that I think is really important. We never, from day one, we were always the generators of our outcome. You know, we were in charge. We were our own masters. We were given all the rope. But we always made our decisions of who to sing with, of what songs to sing, and it never came from above or from a management company or an owner company or anything like that. It's of us, and we are of it, as a result. So I think it's a special organic thing that just it either will live and thrive or it won't.
I think that's such a great way of looking at it too. And I have to concur just from my own personal experience. And of course, with a last name like mine, it's always good to be your own masters.
Absolutely.
If you can take that opportunity, you've done it.
Exactly.
Well, you will also know too, Jim, from your work and working in television and production companies, the people around you, the ability to get along is so important. And to have that balance of knowing when to give somebody a bit of space, especially when we're on the road, or when to put an arm around them and, make sure that they're doing okay. The beauty of George coming into the group was that we knew him and we knew that we could get along with him and that he was a good guy. And, we had a very special relationship with James over all these years, and we were like brothers. So there was certainly loss there, but in another way, we've gained another brother with George coming in. And it's great that James and him both know each other and get along too. And so it's an extension of the family at this point. So we're very happy that the tour with George before Christmas, as he says, was a great opportunity for us just kind of to find our levels with each other, on the road. And I have to say, it was a really lovely tour. And, we thoroughly enjoyed it. And I'm sure that translated then to the audiences. The audiences in Canada were so good to us. We really felt very blessed. And it's not often that we get to do first, but we got a first time to perform in Montreal. And we also got a first time to perform in Newfoundland. So of all the 25, 26 years of the Celtic Tenors, to find new things to do, that's exciting for us. And we were able to do it with George. So it's a first for all of us. So that's quite important, so we'll keep trying to continue finding new firsts for us all, and that'll keep things fresh.
I've asked a lot of the fantastically talented folks who are in all the different groups that hail from Ireland, whether they're solo artists. We've had Phil Coulter on our show as well. We've had Foster and Allen. I mean, just it's amazing the amount of Irish talent that have been here, legends to up and coming. And one of the things I always ask is, what do you think it is? I mean, it's universal around the world. You can go to Australia, feel it, Canada, like you mentioned, and Brazil, other parts of the globe. But there is within America and Canada, this real relationship, this bond, this love for everything Irish, the music, the culture, not just on St. Patrick's Day, but the music, the arts, the culture. You can see it with the response to groups like yours and others, Riverdance, one of the early ones. People can't get enough of it and they feel so attached. I always say, it's a lot of it is just the heritage, the authenticity, the warmth, the humor, sort of all encompassing. It's like, hey, we're going to have a good time together. Leave your troubles outside the door. What do you guys think it is about this? Can't get enough of everything Irish, especially here in America and in Canada.
Well, I think it's an undeniable connection, Jim. You know, like historically speaking, there has always been that great connection between Ireland, the United States and Canada. Like if you look at, you know, our own families, and if we were to go back far enough, I'm sure we could all find a connection at some point where family members left on the, you know, to go to the States or to go to Canada. And I think because of that, the heritage and the culture is very much shared, you know, and there has always been such a great celebration of Ireland in the United States and in Canada. And we love, you know, when our Celtic brothers and sisters come to visit us here. Sorry, I'm in Brazil, but come to visit us in Ireland, and it's always very special. So I think, yeah, for me, certainly there's that undeniable connection and that sort of warmth, you know, and there, like I think when we're performing, particularly when we're performing live, and you're performing particular songs like Isle of Hope, for example, like you can feel the connection in the room, you can feel the resonance, you can feel that, yeah, that undeniable connection. So yeah, I think there's just a genuine love and admiration for everything Irish, but in particular, a real love for the music, the culture, and the heritage that we all share.
There really is. It's palpable, really. Matthew, how do you feel about that as well?
I think it's a really interesting question. But I think it's because we have a life and death fairly recent history. We have, you know, during the worst time in Ireland and Black 47 and all these times when there was terrible famine in Ireland, America was really kind to us, and we came to America in our droves, and we shared, you know, we didn't bring much with us. We brought our poems and our songs and ourselves, and a love of socialness, and, you know, and a real value of these social values, that we take care of each other. We are friendly. We are approachable. We're blessed with a soft accent, maybe, that people. It's a very forgiving thing. If you say something in an English accent to somebody, they might be offended. If you say it in an Irish accent, they'll laugh at you and go, I know what you mean. You know, so but I think there's something a little bit soft about it. But I do think that this connection to a not so distant past, when we were in trouble and we came to America, and America saved us, and then we gave back to America in spades, you know, but we brought with us all of these wonderful songs. And, you know, from when John McCormick was filling every concert hall in the United States in 1910 and 1920, 1925, that sort of time, from then until now, I think the music is an absolutely, we're woven together with it, and I think, you know, Danny Boy, if you sing Danny Boy, not only the Irish people will shed a tear. I think there's something that, because one thing that surprises us when we go across the United States is that it's not always just the Irish people that are coming. There's a connection that is deeper than our nationality. I think it's a national personality type that's attractive. And that's woven into our music, and woven into our poetry, and woven into our people, our personalities. That's what I think.
Very well said, beautifully said, and I concur. Daryl, how about you as well? Your feeling about why there's such a love affair with everything Irish, especially here in America.
He's gone.
He's like, well, I don't agree with anything you people said. No. He's back.
He's back.
Daryl is playing, you know what he's doing? He's playing hide and seek. That's what he's playing. The old children's game, hide and seek.
That's it.
And I heard that, I think, not only does he like to play kids games, but I heard when you guys are on tour, he likes to eat a lot of candy too. Daryl is just a big kid. Right? He's doing hide and seek with us.
You hit the nail
He's
on
eating
the head,
all
Jim.
these Swedish gummies.
Swedish fish, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Maybe
I,
he's got
I,
some Swedish in him too. There
I'm
he
a
is.
bit, I'm a bit of a joker,
Yes, that's
as
Oh,
the
right.
he
boys
is.
will attest to. But I do love candy and chocolate, and of course, I made mention
I
of
think
this.
so.
I made mention of it one night on stage that I love Swedish fish. And the
Like
next night
10
when I
pounds
turned
of
up
them.
to the theater, in the space where I sing, there was like 15 bags of Swedish fish piled up on top of each other.
And you had to have,
So
yeah,
I did share some of them.
some of them.
Not.
We noticed some of them.
Well,
Yeah, Matthew
I
says not so fast.
He didn't share any.
We were the guys were talking about,
yeah,
the feeling of this connection that is very, very strong between Ireland
yeah,
and America and other parts of
yeah,
the world as well. But this real beautiful connection. Like I'm Irish too. My father's side of the family,
yeah.
they all came over from Ireland and settled in New York City and then branched out from there. And so, love of the Irish for sure. What do you think it is, Daryl?
I think it's in our DNA to be people of hope. And if you look at the very early settlers that went over to the New World, that left Ireland, even predating kind of the famine period. So going back even 60, 70, 80 years before that, they really were pioneering the way for relatives then to come out and visit. So there's been a constant trickle, I should say, of Irish settlers going to the US for, 250 years at this point, which is absolutely amazing. And because we are in an island, essentially, we're always looking out the ways. We're not necessarily reflecting in on ourselves. When you take a huge landmass like the US and Canada, you're not tending to be looking out the ways, you're looking inwards. So for us, even as artists, to go to America and to break America, inverted commas, as all the big groups want to do, that's the dream. And I think for a lot of people, the dream has always been to go to the US, and make their fortune. And of course, the songs have been sent home over the years, which kind of uh, magnify that idea. But we love stories, we love songs, and we love adventure. So to go and face the unknown, by uprooting and heading to the States. Uh, I think it's always been an exciting journey. Now, the one thing about the Irish is that we love our mothers. So if we did head off uh, to the US, we surely would have been writing a letter home every week to tell mummy and daddy how things are going. So we've always had that close connection with family, and I think that's what has remained. Even if I say to my mum or dad, what relatives do we have in the States? They'll start rhyming off, well, back in such and back here, and that they lived in here and they lived there, and the second cousin twice removed moved up to Boston, and and this is how it's always been. There's been a pride attached to people going off and moving to I suppose to better themselves. Essentially Ireland, up until very recently, was quite a poor country. So, as I say, this looking out elsewhere for opportunities, it's just, the land of the free just made so much sense to everybody. We can go make a fortune there and come home and be the big guy, as such. So that has always been the dream. And then you get movies like The Quiet Man and things which are reinforcing. I don't want to say the stereotypes of the Irish, but there's a romantic notion with the Irish, which is sometimes very useful and sometimes it's hard to shake. But I think for us, we try and embrace all elements of what our
Mhm.
culture is essentially. And
That's
I
a
think
very interesting point.
what we can see throughout the history of the Irish going anywhere is that they've always been benevolent to others who have come to join them, and I think that's the key to it all.
George, since you are in Brazil, have you written to your mother?
Oh, I've been on the phone at least
Yeah.
at least once, twice a day to
At
be more.
least twice a day.
I have no choice. As Daryl said, Irish mommies.
Yeah, that's
They're
it,
unlike
right?
anybody else. No, okay,
That is
you know,
fantastic.
it's funny, Jim. Like, no matter where I go, I've been here now. Genuinely, I've been here nearly 6 weeks. Say, I miss me ma. Like, you know, I have this. There, I don't know if everybody else is the same, but I don't.
She
And I
doesn't
don't know
miss you,
kind of
George.
Irish thing. And my dad as well, my father as well. Like, yeah, just think. I don't know if it's the same across the globe. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But it just, yeah. So
But you know what? One of the most popular wartime songs ever in human history was. It was a recording by John McCormack. Actually, it was during the First World War, and it wasn't what you'd think. It wasn't "It's a Long Way to Tipperary." It wasn't any of these marching songs. It was Mother Machree.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. You had mentioned Danny Boy, of course, which is a classic that everybody always wants to hear and always asks to be sung by everybody. We actually have a version of that you guys have done that has been shared with us and will happily play for our wonderful viewers watching around the world. Here it is, the Celtic Tenors doing their thing with Danny. Really, really nice guys.
That was live. That was from the Ontario show. Yeah,
That was from the Ontario show, right? So what can people expect with the tour that's coming up in terms of is there anything different, any twists? Of course, some of the favorites that they always look forward to, like that one. What are some things that they can look forward to?
Well, it's interesting that you've brought that up, Jim, because we've just gone through the process of doing the set list for the show at the minute, and it's not that that's a contentious thing for us to do, but it has to be carefully curated, because you have your traditionalists who want to hear the old Irish songs, the likes of the Danny Boys, and you know, in some venues, if you didn't do Danny Boy, you'd never be asked back. Nearly, you know, it's that. And then in other venues, they might want to hear some of the more modern contemporary stuff that we do. Like we do a lovely version of Ed Sheeran's Perfect, which is a proper classical crossover number, in fact, because we do it in English and, of course, in Italian, like the way he does the duet with Andrea Bocelli. So it's a lovely...
and he's essentially Irish too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, he's just come out claiming to be Irish, so we'll take him. Absolutely. So there's that element of things. I think for us, the show has to be about grabbing somebody emotionally and pulling them in on a journey. So there's ups, there's downs, there's highs, lows, there's laughs, there's nearly tears at times. And that's what live theatre should be, really, is that it transports you to somewhere else. So we're always very conscious. You know, you used the word authentic, and we're always very, very aware that we have to be authentic ourselves. And if we're loving it and we're enjoying it, and we're doing our best with the music, even if you make the odd mistake, just you laugh it off and move on, you know. Thankfully, I don't make mistakes, Jim, so that's
really.
Would anybody like to beg to differ on that, or
I'm going to beg to differ. I am very good at making up lyrics on the spot of songs that I maybe performed 1,000 times. I could go, I can't remember what these lyrics are. I'll just make it up if it sounds like it.
Well, now people know that if next time they see you on stage, Daryl, the reason why you're extra perky is not just because you're excited to be there amongst all the fans and with Matthew and George, it's because you are flying high from the gummies.
That's it. That's the Swedish fish. As we say over here.
That's how the rigors of it all. You have to find ways to get through it. And that's how he does it.
There's a few too many additives in there for my liking. I think keeps me up here.
That is funny. I know you guys are busy. You got a lot going on, so we won't keep you too long. But just wanted to ask you individually what it is about what you do performing wonderful songs for the masses, going in the studio, recording, and being a part of sharing the Irish culture and music and taking on other, music as well. What blessing and joy it brings you to do it. Each of you have done this for, more than 10 minutes now. And obviously there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that goes into it, a lot of work, a lot of sacrifice, working on weekends, working on holidays, traveling, buses, planes, all of it. Yeah. Why does it bring you such great blessing?
I'll say from my standpoint, are you still with us? Am I frozen?
No, you're not.
I'll keep going. Sorry. Okay. From my standpoint, when you have a concert ready to perform, it's like you have a hairdryer and a television, and you have a load of things that are not plugged in. And for me, when I go on the minute I step onto the stage, it's like all of the appliances get plugged in and everything becomes alive inside me, somewhere in here. And I cannot explain what it is, but I feel like I'm at home. And particularly, it's like the remote control gets given then to the audience, and the audience is engaged, and we become a part of the whole performance, and the audience becomes a part of the whole performance. I think it sounds a bit kind of hocus pocusy, but for me, it's a very deeply. I can't quite explain it, but it's a connection that with the music through me to the audience and through all the lads. It just creates a wonderful time and space that is precious. You can't record it. It doesn't live on a phone. It lives in that moment. And I think for people who've been to our show or any good show, that's what you get. You get a kind of a transcendental feeling.
Amazing. Beautifully said, my friend. And George, how about you? What does it bring you such great blessing and joy to do this work all these years?
It's a great question, Jim. I think we are very blessed to get the opportunity to do something that very few people get to do. And I love what Matthew said there, because I agree. There's this, every time I step on stage, any problem that I have in my life at that time or anything going on just disappears. And there is that, like, when you're on stage, it's alive. No matter how many times you sing a song, no matter how many times you perform, a full set, something different happens every night, because every audience is different, every performance is different. And I think that's something that's truly special, that you just can't repeat it, and yeah, I always just feel so grateful, genuinely, and I'm not saying that to sound cliche, because even now, as the tour approaches, I'm so excited. I am so excited. I'm so excited to be back in Canada, to be in the United States. Like, I'm so excited to make someone in the audience feel better about their day, because I think that's something that's really special, is that any concert hall, if you're in a concert hall performing, and say there's 1,000 people, that's 1,000 lives, and we don't know what's going on in their lives. But for a moment, I always hope and I always pray and wish that if there is someone in an audience that is going through a difficult time, that for just for a moment in time, we give them the opportunity to not necessarily escape from it, but to feel connected, that we are there sharing an experience with them, that we're all in this together, to have that universal feeling, the human experience, that you can't really describe, you can't really put that into words. So I feel a responsibility as well, I feel a responsibility, and just a great love for what we get to do. And there's times when I find, like, even myself, if I'm going through a difficult time, or if things are tough at home, or whatever might be going on, that music and singing is the gateway. it's truly the gateway for just lifting yourself up and for lifting others up. So yeah, it's a beautiful question, Jim, and that's how I feel about it.
That's beautifully said as an answer as well, my friend. Really, from the heart, for sure. And Daryl, how about you? What does it bring you great blessing and joy as it does George and Matthew?
I think when you have been gifted with a talent, you don't assume that your talent will make a living for you, or you don't assume that your talent will actually do anything for you. So you have to craft it, you have to work with it, you have to train, you have to work at developing a career path. And, I've always thought of lots of my friends who have amazing talents, but they never kind of take it beyond their own home. And I've always thought that was a shame in some ways, because the world doesn't get to hear their talent. Everybody has a talent to share with the world. We're blessed that music is ours. Music has been a friend to us personally. I think we all can tell stories about how music through dark days has maybe got us through, and it's been there with us. It's been that companion that sometimes you need and you look towards. The lovely thing about singing in particular is that once you start doing it, you're immediately producing endorphins in your body, and you start to feel good. If you're getting a reaction from the audience that kind of mirrors that feeling to yourself, then it just builds and builds and builds and builds. And there's nothing quite like the feeling of standing on stage, singing your heart out, and at the end of the day, people really appreciating what you do. And as Matthew says, taking away an emotional memory that they've taken a picture of it in their mind. So that's quite a special thing for me. I also, as I say, I feel blessed that we are able to do this. The rug was pulled out from under all of us musicians not that long ago with COVID, and that was certainly a pause for thought. And I think in the workings out of that whole experience for me in particular, I kind of vowed that I would, really make every time I go on stage count, and hopefully that's what people will get when they come to see us. As you can see, we love what we do. We love singing, and we love meeting new people. So we look forward to reaching out and sharing our music with everybody.
Absolutely right. Exactly. That's the right way to put it, Matthew. Nicely said, Daryl. You guys are terrific. Always a pleasure having a chance to catch up and chat with you. Again, Matthew, we go way back to the very early days.
Incredible.
Celtic
That's incredible.
Tenors, right? Exactly.
Hello.
And I didn't see. Is that what's going to happen on stage too? Daryl's going to be on, and then he'll just run off behind the curtain, and then when he feels like it, he'll just come back on, sing a few lines, and then go back off.
Yeah, there's a trap
and then you'll
door
pull the curtain, and he'll be sitting in a chair eating the gummies. Is that what's going to happen? You never know, folks. Anything can happen. Right. And anything can happen at the Celtic Tenors. They're just giving us a little teaser as far as what we can expect, but there will be some surprises as always. And such good times as well. A real pleasure, guys. Congratulations on everything. I'm so glad that, all these years, it's not easy to, be out there performing and doing your thing and sharing it with the world. Celtic Tenors, over 25 years in existence, which is truly amazing and a milestone as well. And Matthew there from the early days and still doing it. Congratulations on everything to each of you. Always a pleasure. I tell all the guests, and you may have heard this before, we keep the porch light on for the guests. So you're welcome back as a group or individually to hop on, whether it's just for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, whatever you want to do, you're always welcome here, and you have a home here at the Jim Masters Show. So come back and see us again, and congratulations on everything. And we'll let the folks know more about the tour dates and going to the website and everything else to get the swag and everything. But a real pleasure. And again, congratulations to you, George, on the recent marriage and the time there in beautiful Brazil. And we will see you guys when you're here in a matter of weeks, which will be safe travels to each of you as well. And I hope you enjoyed the time with me as I have with you. Daryl, I hope you enjoyed yourself.
I certainly loved being the great stupendo tonight. We're just jumping in and out. We'll put that down to the Wi-Fi ghost that is in the house at the minute. But thank you so much, Jim, for having us. It's always a pleasure to speak with you. We send our best wishes to everybody. And hopefully we'll see them on the road soon.
Absolutely. And George, you as well. Good to see you again, my friend. You've been with us before. You're welcome back anytime. And I hope you enjoyed the time with me as much as I have with you as well, George.
Always a pleasure, Jim. Always a pleasure. It's always great to chat.
You be well. Congratulations again. And Matthew, nice to see you again, my friend. And welcome back. And I hope you enjoyed the time with me as much as I have with you as well, my friend.
Very much. It's such a pro to make us feel, to make certainly me feel so at home, to totally take away any barriers or anything that might hinder a good interview, and great questions. You're an absolute gentleman. So thank you very much, Jim.
I appreciate that very much. My father gave me this sage advice. This is the Irish wit and wisdom. When I was 7 years, I'm like the fifth James, or I guess that's Seamus, right? It goes all the way back. And when I was 7 years old, my father said, now when I was 7, because we're all James and he has used Jim, I sort of grew into becoming Jim. I was Jimmy and cousins still call me Jimmy. So my father said, when I'm 7 years old, Jimmy, always remember when somebody says something kind or nice to you, always take the time to thank them for those kind words. Then ask them to please put those words in writing and address it management.
Quite right.
How true that is, right? That's definitely an Irish thing for him to come up with that. You guys be well. Again, congratulations. And we'll see all of you again real soon, okay?
Thanks, Jim.
And thanks for the generosity of time. Really appreciate it. You be well. Now, Daryl, since you did hide and seek, we'll have you go out. We'll pull the plug.
Yay!
Thanks, Daryl. We'll see you soon.
All right. Take care. All right, Jim.
Take care now. And George, thank you as well. Congratulations, my friend. So happy for you. We'll see you soon.
God bless. Take care.
You as well. Safe travels. And Daryl wanted to be back. We actually did that. Yeah, he's still there. And Matthew, again, congratulations. You've really kept things together for over 25 years doing this. And
thank you very much.
Really a pleasure to have you here and to see you again. And we'll chat again real soon. Okay, my friend?
Very much. Thank you so very much, Jim. God bless you. Take care.
You as well. You take care. We thank Matthew and we thank George and we thank Daryl for joining us here on the Jim Master Show Entertainment Lifestyle Celebrity Talk Show Series. They are the Celtic Tenors, and they are going to be touring the United States of America, coming back to the States, which is really great. George Hutton, who you know has had a wonderful solo career, has recently joined the group. James, who was with the group, is on to other things now in his life. So George Hutton is now a part of the Celtic Tenors, joining Daryl, who you may remember was with us here on the Jim Masters Show about a year ago, and Matthew joining us here. And again, I interviewed Matthew. It is, like 20, 25 years ago, which I cannot believe. We were all like 5 years old when the Celtic Tenors first came to America, and they appeared on public television on PBS with their new special. And I interviewed, it was Matthew and James and, the group at the time, and really terrific. So Matthew's been with the Celtic Tenors really from the very beginning. There they are, George, Daryl, and Matthew. They are the Celtic Tenors here on the Jim Masters Show. And again, their new album, their new music is live at the Empire Theaters from their PBS special that they did live at the Empire Theater. And we just played Danny Boy for you as well. And there they are when they were working on the actual special. And here's some more great shots of the guys too. If you enjoyed this episode of the Jim Masters Show and you enjoy all the episodes of our series, and there, of course, are the tour dates as well coming up at the time of this broadcast. And of course, if you're watching this a year from now, this will have already happened. However, for those who are watching now and want to get tickets, they do go fast. They sell out. They're very popular, and they always have a good time. The Celtic Tenors are coming to the States. Again, really terrific. It's all part of the Celtic Tenors 2026 tour, and cool stuff. So a real pleasure to have them here on the show, having fun with them, catching up on their individual lives as well. And of course, what's coming up with the tour, which is going to be amazing. Hey, gang, if you did enjoy this episode and you enjoy all of the episodes of the Jim Masters Show Entertainment Lifestyle Celebrity Talk Show series, we would love it if you would give this episode a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss any of the episodes. There's a notification bell there next to the word subscribe. Click that so that way there you keep abreast. You get alerts from us about all the great episodes so you never miss a thing from our show. And again, don't forget to share this episode. We would love if you share it on your social media. Give this episode a thumbs up like. You know what happens when you click that thumbs up button on our YouTube channel on all the episodes? You're actually helping the Jim Masters Show grow. It allows us through the platform of YouTube to reach more people around the world when you click that thumbs up like button, when you leave a comment below as well. We really appreciate that. So drop a comment below right there. Interact with us. We love seeing your comments. We see them all. We try to respond and be interactive with you. And we really, really appreciate the love and support for our Celebrity Talk Show series, which has been on for several years now. And lots of great celebrity friends and guests have stopped by. And a real pleasure to have you with us here on JMS as well. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Let us know. Drop a comment. Again, like, comment, share. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is Jim Masters TV. The show is The Jim Masters Show, and the channel is Jim Masters TV. And let other folks know about our show and our series. And also, you can go back in the archives and you can see hundreds and hundreds of past episodes all saved and archived. And if you just joined us late as we were airing this, no worries whatsoever. We archive everything so you can see this whole episode in full, uninterrupted, because we save all the episodes. So good stuff. And again, great having the Celtic Tenors here. And for those of you who love the Irish music, well, we've had recently Neil Byrne from Celtic Thunder was with us. Paul Byram was with us just a matter of days ago. And of course, we've had all of Celtic Thunder here. The ladies of Celtic Woman over the years have been here as well. Phil Coulter's been here, and many incredible Irish artists, the legends, as well as up-and-coming artists and right in between. And it's a pleasure to do that. But of course, our show has everything, something for everybody. Hollywood veterans, child stars, television people, as well as Broadway stars and Grammy-winning musicians and singers and so many people. Actors, actresses, movie stars, TV stars, all right here on the Jim Masters Show. So thanks for being with us, everybody. We love having you here. Don't forget to love one another. Don't forget you can follow us on social as well at Instagram, Facebook, and X at Jim Masters TV. And we welcome all the new viewers as well. If you just joined us for the first time, welcome to the Jim Masters Show Levity family. Levity is love and levity together. And we really thank you for watching and for all of your support as well. So come see us again. But don't forget to love one another. Don't forget to take care of one another. And don't forget to do the very same for yourself. It's important to do that. We thank our friends, George, Daryl, and Matthew, joining us here exclusively on the Jim Masters Show. They are the Celtic Tenors. Matthew and Daryl were coming to us direct from Ireland, and George coming to us from Brazil as he just got married. And he's been there for 5 or 6 weeks with his bride and her family, which is really amazing. So congratulations there. And good stuff. All right. Don't keep it a secret. Tell the world about the Jim Masters Show. Cool to have you here. Appreciate you joining us as well. And for watching, we say thank you so very, very much. We'll keep the porch light on for you too. Come see us again. Don't forget, another great episode comes up in just a moment, so stay right there. Until then, be well, everybody, and cheers.